Nestled in the heart of Tuscany, Florence stands as an enchanting testament to the Renaissance era's artistic and cultural brilliance. From world-renowned art and architecture to a rich history and captivating culture, the Tuscan capital is an open-air museum with something new to marvel at around every corner. With an abundance of galleries, historic museums, lavish churches, ancient buildings, stunning viewpoints, delectable dishes, and countless hidden gems, Florence is packed with an endless amount of things to do, see, and eat. After visiting almost every corner of this vibrant city and creating a mini-series of 10 episodes, here are our top 10 things to do in Florence, with 2 seasonal bonus tips at the end. We're Matteo and Micha. We are currently traveling to all 20 regions of Italy on the ultimate Italian road trip. Subscribe to follow the adventure.
I'm literally on cloud 9. This is exactly my kind of day.
Kicking off our list is climbing to the top of the Florence Cathedral and its bell tower. The first thing you'll see as you arrive in Florence is a massive cathedral dominating the Florentine skyline. Cattedrale di Santa Maria del Fiore, the Duomo. The cathedral's dome is the highest point in the city and offers stunning panoramic views as far as the eye can see. It is a very steep climb, with 463 steps to the top of the dome. But on the way up, you get a breathtakingly close look at the Last Judgment painted on the inside of the dome. This unique experience takes you between the inner and outer domes that were built over 600 years ago.
So now we're between the 2 domes. This is the internal dome, and this is the external dome.
If you're looking for a less crowded climb without a time constraint, then the bell tower, located next to the cathedral, offers views that match the domes. While still a steep climb of 414 steps, the tower is a lot airier on the way up, allowing you to take breaks and cool down a bit during the hot summer days.
The midsections are my favorite because you get a natural break without feeling bad that you're holding up the line in the stairwell.
The only catch is a protective cage when you reach the top. That does hinder your view a little bit.
We're like 2 little chickens in a chicken coop.
But the large terrace does offer a panoramic view of the city and surrounding countryside. It's an incredible experience, especially around sunset. Both climbs are pretty intense physical activities, so just be prepared. For more information, check out our full video on how to visit all 5 monuments of Piazza del Duomo. Number 2. Shopping for leather goods. When you visit Florence, you will likely notice the extraordinary amount of leather goods being sold around the city. This is because, over time, Florentine craftsmanship has become world-renowned for being an important source of high-quality leather. The Italian leather style was also furthered by Guccio Gucci and Salvatore Ferragamo in the 1920s and 30s. The various leather markets sprawled across Florence are a whole adventure on their own.
And on the way to Mercato Centrale, you walk through this sea of leather markets. It smells pretty good, actually. I don't know if I'm weird, but I really like the smell of leather. If you wanted to come do some leather shopping, right outside Mercato Centrale, you have almost too many options. It's a little overwhelming, but yeah, you're definitely not short of leather in any form.
With no shortage of shops and options, a unique place to buy authentic leather products is the School of Leather, Scuola del Collo. With a free entrance to the school behind Santa Croce, you are able to watch the leather product making process, purchase high quality leather goods,
Yeah.
woman's jacket, and even get them personalized. Do you know what you're putting on?
Yes, my initials. How exciting. Oh, that looks so cool. It looks so good. Grazie mille. Ciao. I absolutely love how this turned out. Genuine leather, free customization, and it comes in this beautiful little velvet bag. That is an excellent €10 souvenir.
Number 3. DIY food tour and wine windows. When you think Italy, you probably think food, and for good reason. So it should come as no surprise that Florence boasts a mouth-watering culinary scene with an endless amount of delicious dishes.
This is exactly my kind of window shopping.
Our advice? Try as much as you can. Take yourself on a DIY food tour across the city and try different Florentine specialities such as the succulent T-bone steak, bistecca alla Fiorentina,
This is like the best thing I've ever eaten. Like, ever.
the world-famous paninis at All'Antico Vinaio,
This thing's spicy as hell.
to the more interesting delicacies like the cow stomach sandwich, lampredotto.
You essentially pulled out the intestine and placed it on top for me.
My mouth is like refusing to swallow.
You can also visit Mercato Centrale, the central market. With its lively atmosphere, the top floor features a central bar area where you can try local wines and craft beer, along with communal tables where you can sit and indulge in a variety of different Italian delicacies.
That's delicious.
Don't be afraid to try all the weird and wonderful foods you come across, even if they sound a bit unusual. And we all know what pairs well with Italian food. Wine. What's more unique than being served a delicious glass through a window that was built over 400 years ago?
There you go.
That was quite loud.
So on your tour, be sure to stop by a wine window. While most of them are boarded up, there are a few that are still operational, and our personal favorites are Bebe and Fishmood.
You are not supposed to take this as a shot, Matteo. That is so good.
For more ideas on where to start your culinary adventure, visit our Florence street food video. Number 4. Explore the funky Santo Spirito neighborhood in the Oltrarno. The Arno River divides Florence's historic center from its vibrant neighborhood on its southern banks. The Oltrarno, literally meaning the other side of the Arno, is an energetic and bohemian district known for its artistic atmosphere and local charm. Characterized by its narrow cobblestone streets, picturesque squares, and historic buildings. It is often said to be the funky sibling of the historic center, and crossing one of the many bridges in Florence brings you to the Oltrarno's densely packed streets that are lined with restaurants, cafes, shops, churches, palaces, museums, and gardens. The centerpiece of the neighborhood is the Basilica of Santo Spirito, a Renaissance church designed by Brunelleschi, the man who designed the cathedral's dome. It is also home to numerous artisan workshops, art galleries, and antique stores. Like a few of the areas in Florence, you have to experience the difference between day and night, where active squares such as Piazza Santo Spirito come alive in the evenings. Our personal recommendation is to stop in at Gusta Pizza during the afternoon or evening to eat what is possibly the best margherita pizza you'll have in Florence.
Hands down the best pizza in Florence. Oh, look at that. If this was my last meal on earth, I would be happy with
it. Number 5. Sunset drinks at Piazzale Michelangelo. Talking about the other side of the river, and for a gorgeous start to your evening, our favorite activity, and possibly one of the most popular things to do in Florence, is to head up to Piazzale Michelangelo for sunset drinks and a stunning view over the city. Don't let the crowds deter you. Find your spot on the steps and pop open a bottle of Chianti Red as you watch the sunset over the city's skyline. There is always a fun and lively atmosphere, along with newlyweds taking photos, bands playing music in the warmer months, and pretty much half the city up there for sunset. So if you're looking for your Fabio, odds are you'll probably find him up here.
One thing to keep in mind when you are walking up to this beautiful view, probably to take some photos, and you want to dress cute and you want to look cute, it's a pretty hilly climb. So just be prepared in your cute little outfit that, you're gonna have to do some walking and some climbing.
If you didn't have time to grab supplies, there are a few cafes at the top that offer a variety of snacks and drinks.
And when the weather is nice, there's actually a little bar and restaurant up here, so you can come get a drink, get some snacks, and enjoy the view.
For a full guided experience, head over to our Oltrarno walking tour video, where we show you the various ways you can make your way up to the top. Number 6. Marvel at the opulence of Palazzo Pitti. From its imposing exterior to its rich history and cultural significance, Palazzo Pitti is the largest and most opulent palace you will find in Florence. The inside is absolutely jaw-dropping, with over 30 lavish rooms that all seem to outdo one another. The palace was turned into a museum complex in the late 19th century and houses a silver museum, modern art gallery, Palatine gallery, and a museum of Russian icons, to name a few. Behind it lies the Boboli Gardens, the largest green space in the historic center of Florence, and considered to be one of the finest royal gardens in Europe. The gardens also have numerous museums and buildings that you can visit, such as the Porcelain Museum, Citrus House and Garden, and a cafe house. For a closer look, check out our full video and travel guide to Palazzo Pitti and the Boboli Gardens.
It's just mind-blowing.
Number 7. Take a stroll across the Ponte Vecchio Bridge. The most popular way to reach the other side of the river is across the Ponte Vecchio Bridge. The Ponte Vecchio, meaning Old Bridge, is the oldest bridge standing in Florence and one of the oldest segmental arch bridges in the world. It's a beautiful place to see the city from a different perspective. As you stroll along the bridge, taking in the gorgeous views over the calm water below, you will find shop after shop selling exquisite high-end jewelry made of gold, silver, and precious gemstones, as well as other luxury goods. The bridge has a fascinating history, so keep an eye out for several hidden gems that help tell its centuries-old story. Number 8. Explore Palazzo Vecchio and its square. If you've seen the Tom Hanks movie, Inferno, then chances are you'll recognize this next one. Palazzo Vecchio is the beating heart of Florence, and has been the city's town hall since it was built in the 1300s. The majority of the palace is a museum, holding grand halls and chambers. The largest and most important room is Salone dei Cinquecento, the Hall of the 500, with ornate coffered ceilings, large wall frescoes, golden decorations, and imposing sculptures covered in monumental paintings of the Medici and city history. Along with its medieval structure, the square it's located in, Piazza della Signoria, is an open space that serves as Florence's main cultural and political center. Many famous events in Florence's history took place in the square, such as the unveiling of Michelangelo's statue of David. You will pass the square numerous times throughout your visit. The Piazza and its adjacent Loggia dei Lanzi are essentially one incredible open-air museum you can explore at your own leisure. Number 9. Visit the Uffizi and Accademia galleries. Famous for being the birthplace of the Renaissance, Florence is the city with the highest concentration of Renaissance art and architecture. Located next to Palazzo Vecchio and home to over 2,200 works of art, the Uffizi Gallery is a world-renowned treasure trove of art and culture. Spread across 3 floors of a magnificent 16th century building with numerous halls and corridors, its collection of masterpieces are from some of the greatest artists in history, such as Botticelli, Leonardo da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Caravaggio. And while the Uffizi is incredibly large, with an insane amount to see, your trip to Florence won't be complete without also paying a visit to the Accademia Gallery. While not the most exciting building from the outside, the Accademia is where you're going to find Michelangelo's original masterpiece, the Statue of David. Michelangelo was only 26 years old when he was commissioned to sculpt David from one single solid marble block, and he stands 17 feet in height, 4.3 meters. And while there's a replica of David in front of Palazzo Vecchio, it doesn't come close to the true marvel of the real David, with incredibly realistic details like his protruding veins and naturally tensed muscles. Number 10. Admire the historic churches of Florence. The city of Florence is home to over 100 churches, which is fitting for the country that houses the head of the Catholic Church. While it may be a stretch trying to visit them all, here are the more notable churches in the city, each holding its own rich history and remarkable architectural and artistic significance. The Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, the Duomo. While incredibly large, it does lack the elaborate interior of the other churches. The Church of San Miniato al Monte sits on a hill just behind Piazzale Michelangelo. It has a stunning view over the city, along with a breathtakingly beautiful cemetery located within its walls. The Basilica of Santo Spirito is in the heart of the Oltrarno and has a free entrance. And the San Lorenzo Church has an absolutely stunning interior. While they're all worth a visit, our 2 personal favorites are the Basilica of Santa Maria Novella and the Basilica of Santa Croce. The interior of the Santa Maria Novella Church is adorned with beautiful works of art, including frescoes by masters such as Masaccio and Giotto. I did not expect this inside Santa Maria Novella. This place is just covered in sculptures, paintings, stained glass windows, tombs, lecterns. I've never even heard of that before, but this place is pretty stacked. And also houses a remarkable collection of chapels, each showcasing unique artistic and architectural features.
Santa Maria Novella Church is incredibly large, but it's definitely worth the time to actually enjoy walking through it. It also feels very peaceful. This courtyard is stunning. It's a little bit chilly today, but still it's beautiful, and these paintings on the walls just go on and on and on.
The Basilica of Santa Croce is often called the Pantheon of Florence and the Temple of Italy's glories for its burials within it. It is the final resting place of many famous Italians. Countless works of Renaissance and Baroque sculpture decorate the graves of these important people from Florence's past. Santa Croce is one of the few Italian monuments with its original stained glass windows still in place, ranging from the 14th to 19th centuries. These are just a few of the many remarkable churches in Florence. Each offers a unique architectural style, captivating artwork, and a glimpse into the city's rich history and religious heritage. Now for our 2 seasonal bonus tips. On the topic of Santa Croce, if you find yourself in Florence during the month of June, then you'll likely see a mini arena surrounded by bleachers set up in the piazza outside the church. This is for a sport called Calcio Storico Fiorentino. Calcio Storico is a unique and ancient Florentine sport that holds deep historical and cultural significance in Florence. Originating in the 16th century and still played today in historical costume, it combines elements of soccer, rugby, and wrestling, which makes for an awesome spectacle unlike any other. One can call it the world's most violent sport. The 4 teams of the historic neighborhoods of the city play against each other on a sand-covered square in Piazza Santa Croce, with a total of 3 games every June.
This is insane!
Following a traditional historical parade from Piazza Santa Maria Novella to Piazza Santa Croce.
They basically shut down the whole city for this. Every street, every corner, everyone's lining up to see it, all the way to the finish line. We are basically chasing the parade through the city. The energy is electric and it's so fun. Everyone's chanting. Even the 2 teams who aren't in the finals are still parading, so everyone's just giving them a round of applause for a good effort. And yeah, it's a hot, beautiful day. Let's go!
Each game is played for 50 minutes. There are 27 players per team, and they use both their feet and hands to score goals, called calce, by throwing a ball into a designated spot. The winner is the team with the most points. And their prize for winning? A Chianina calf, a breed of cow that is famous in Tuscany. The final is always played on June 24th, Florence's feast day, for its patron saint, Saint John the Baptist. The games can get pretty violent, as each neighborhood's passion shines through their players and enthusiastic crowds. This is truly the most insane sport you could possibly ever watch.
Not gonna lie, it's extremely hard to actually capture the game on camera. You kind of have to come and experience it for yourself. There's just so much happening, 27 players each side, free for all after the whistle blows. It's actually too hard to try and just put into a picture right here.
The day ends with a spectacular fireworks show launched from Piazzale Michelangelo, called the Fires of San Giovanni, which can be watched along the Arno River's banks. The other event is the traditional German Christmas market, which turns the piazza into an energetic little village, offering a delightful fusion of German and Italian traditions. The wooden stalls are adorned with twinkling lights and decorations, and sell a variety of festive crafts, clothing, ornaments, gifts, delicious dishes, treats, and sweets. While its Renaissance buildings are lit up like architectural Christmas trees, the aroma of milled wine and roasted chestnuts fills the air, along with live music and carol singers, resulting in an entertaining and festive atmosphere. That warmed me up instantly.
This is warming up my inside.
Stroop waffle. It's exactly how I wanted it to be.
So much flavor. It's like just all the coconut. So good.
For a full Florentine Christmas experience, check out our video on Christmas in Florence. What would you add to this list? Comment below and let us know. Subscribe to travel with us through all 20 regions of Italy.